As a factory owner, I definitely support child labour. Why? I support child labour because I think children deserve to have a job instead of being on the streets, begging for money. I think that it's better to give kids a job than provide them with healthy food that helps them grow. We give them healthy food. For example, we give them lots of fresh porridge.
I'm a supporter of child labour. I can say quite surely that these children are well cared for and are treated very well indeed. Most of the children at the mills today are healthy, safe, and we've offered them a chance to live. Most of the children were living on the streets before they got offered these jobs.
In child labour because of many reasons. One of them being that we don't force them to work. Their parents might, but they only go because they need money or homes. Secondly, because the House of Lords Committee has interviewed 3 doctors, a physician who has worked for 24 years, and a surgeon. They have all said that they have not seen any bad effects on children standing up for 12 hours a day, 8 years onwards. I have a quote from Thomas Turner who said, "The people working in factories are in a much better state of health than weavers and as good a state as in any class of work people." So there is clearly no harm.
Hello, my name is Dr. Christian Fitzer. I am a strong supporter of child labour. I have been for many years. I support it because it's better to be working somewhere and getting paid and living somewhere than to be on the street.
Child labour? Where would these labourers be without us? Out on the street, dying like flies. If our work is so terrible, then why do so many flock to us for employment? We give them money enough to live by, and a trade they can follow through in their adulthood. And how do they thank us? By going to investigators who fill their mouths with lies. What use is lies when we can fill them greedy mouths
Max,
with food?
I'm not ashamed or even afraid to admit that I support child labour. We house these children, provide them food and education, providing them with an opportunity in life, and if in the process they have the misfortune of getting injured, or even in very rare cases killed, how many lives have we saved by providing them with food, a roof over their head, and a proper education? Is it not worth taking the risk?
I conclude this speech by saying most of the children in the factories are happy, and so let's just keep it that way.
He said that if a child is standing in the same upright position for hours every day, they can get an effect called knock knees. A doctor by the name of William Watson clearly stated that he's never heard of that effect, and neither have I. Overall, I haven't found very many reasons why children shouldn't work in factories.
Let them be fed, taught, and looked after at great expense. By us gentlemen, this can hardly be a bad thing. As to taking children out of the workhouse, surely the workhouse signifies extreme poverty, and taking them out of there unquestionably means taking these poor souls out of the degrading and deadly atmosphere and letting them work for their money. No man would really want to do nothing for the money.
I think the most important thing of what we give them is we let them have a family.
I know that some overseers use violence, but is it not better to severely reprimand them once than to continually whip them? My question to you is, if this legislation is passed, where will all the children go? What will they do with their lives? Fall into crime? Thieve to survive? What kind of life is that?
As a campaigner opposed to child labour, I believe that children under 13 should not work in any factory.
The first reason of my dislike in child labour is the conditions that they were forced to live and work in. They often lived in very small cramped houses, had no education and very little food. One, John Fielden, discovered in a child mill they have to walk up to 20 miles a day just to do their job. I think this is outrageous.
Totally opposed to it. The children get beaten and they get damaged in it. Their lives get in danger every day. I've also got information about the other factory owners which made the kids work 18 hours a day.
It's much time to go to the toilet. Even worse, they could only go 2 times per day and they would be forced to let water go.
As a mother, I feel that it's my duty to tell you that working conditions for children are disgraceful. Just think for one moment about the children. How they must work as hard as they can without any breaks, any pleasure, any warmth, any love. A child's a very fragile thing, and one of the most precious things, I might add. How How can a child, as young as 6 or 7, be working a young man's job?
I think that the children get badly hurt too often. They shouldn't have to be in danger when they're working. Take scavenging, for instance. Scavenging is one of the jobs in the factory that I think should stop altogether. Too many people have died from going under to pick up the loose cotton from the machinery. The children shouldn't have to put their lives at risk.
When I interviewed them to see what happened, most of them responded that they had been under machines and that the machines often fell on them or worse, crushed them entirely.
Children's growing up should be a time for education and a time to prepare for later life. Many children do work because their families need the money. But this should not happen because people are not paid enough to provide for their families.
Constantly trying to convince Parliament to pass a law to make it illegal for children to work in factories, but they've just ignored me and many, many other people against child labour. But now they have finally heeded our protests, and I'm going to help in every way that I can to make it sure that the act is passed. Firstly, I would like to explain about the working conditions of the places where the children have to work. I once visited a factory that is owned by a man who exports child labour, and the air was filthy and hot, and there was dust everywhere. Also under the machines there were blood stains and other horrible marks, and the whole place had a horrible stench. I had to go outside for a little fresh air.
Children should start working at the age minimum of 12 years old. I have a proof of illness in the factories and that a lot of children take them and die after. I have a lot of friends that died in the past. When we were doing something wrong and the overseers looked at us at the same time, they were very violent with us and they used very hard sticks. It was really painful. I don't want other children to suffer what I suffered.
In my 15 years of experience as a doctor, I have never seen such poorly manufactured, unhygienic factories. The children breathe dust and smoke. This will eventually cause them trouble to breathe, and their eyes will become sore and red.
I have also visited many mills and coal mines, and already, staying in for 12 minutes, I have found it extremely hard to breathe. And I have seen children topless because of the heat on the machines, suffocating, with whip marks all over their back. I found the way that children are treated
Another
atrocious.
reason for me being against is I believe that factory owners use children as a way of fraud, of getting more money, by not paying them very much because they are younger, and also by imposing bans and punishments on them to take away their money.
If you would like to live in these conditions, I welcome you to. Personally, I would not, and I do not want to be part of a country that prohibits this kind of behaviour.